Wait. Oh my god. Ah. I got it working and then it wasn't working. My microphone's been acting up for dumb reasons. Okay, how is it now? It's still pretty quiet. Test 1, 2. Test 1. Test 1. Test. Blah. Blah. Okay, that seems pretty good. Am I dying? Does everybody hate me? Does everybody hate me because I'm dying so rudely? I hope that's the way it's going. Yes? Yes? I'm dying because everybody hates me? Aw, yeah. Ah, that's the fate I deserved, of course. Finally. I'm trying to get the game to actually fit properly, but it's being mean. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a crop. I'm really hate this stuff. Wish you could, like, just zoom in on the, zoom in on the edges in, like, this preview thing so that you can just see the edges where you're cropping off and know that it's pixel perfect. Alright, this should be pixelish perfectish. Still doesn't fit completely, but nobody will notice. Okay, good morning. You are all people. You all exist, hypothetically. How's it going? You're currently celesting? Ooh, fancy. I still haven't celested yet. I'm still mad. I had spoiled for me the golden... The golden... Well, I guess I shouldn't say it, because what if I'm spoiling it for somebody else? I had spoiled for me that there's a mechanic in the game that just, like, would have been really cool to find out by playing it. And now it's just sort of ruined the entire experience of even starting the game. But anyways, good morning. This is a chill stream where we talk about how much we hate Nintendo. That's the goal today. We're gonna hate Nintendo so much. Still really fun to play though. I highly recommend it. Like, I did start it, but I was just like, you know, the fun of starting a new game was completely drained. But, anyway, good morning. This is Ape Escape. Pumped and primed. This is surprisingly enough a game in the Ape Escape series. If you watched an earlier stream, you would know that, because I played it on here. But also, so I've been working on the achievement set, and I only have one character left for, like, you have to 100% it with every character, and I only have one character left. I figured this one's gonna be a fun one, so I'm gonna stream it. And also, it's just been a while. I'd like to catch up, talk about how much Nintendo sucks and I hate them. By the way, Nintendo, if you're listening, my hate for you is conditional. You give us true game sharing back. You remove that roadblock, and let me and my wife play games at the same time without having to buy it a second time like we used to be able to a week ago. I'll love you again. You'll be so cool, and I will love the prices of everything on the Nintendo Switch 2. Those are such cool prices. Asterisk. As long as you give me my game sharing back, dagnabbit. But anyway, I've been playing Pumped and Primed, the achievement set. And I've done it with every character except the last one. And I have a philosophy of save the worst for first. So it's the best character is last. I did do Kakeru first, who I would not say is the worst. I just like, well, Kakeru is, you know, the Mario. He's the character who you play as to learn the game and understand the basics. All the other characters are variations of him. Like, his moveset is the basic moveset. So, you know, play through as him first. And then, going from worst to first, Hakase, the professor, he sucks. All the characters in this game, like, you can play as them. You can play as them, and it's basically fine. Hakase, he's a challenge run. He's like, the way he functions is so weird. Like, his melee attack is this weird indirect thing. He can't attack directly in front of him because he's got a hammer sticking out of the top of his head that can only attack a few feet away from him. Just in general, he doesn't even have a double jump. Lots of stuff. So then after Hakase, I went to Piposaru. Just, you know, lone monkey. He's a monkey. He's actually cool. He's the first character that I would say I like playing as. So, you know, this is a good roster of characters. We've got one character who sucks to play as, but he's also, in a way, a cool little extra challenge to play as. So I'm not hating on Hakase. He's working hard. And then after that, Pipotron. These are unique characters for this game invented. They're weird cyber monkeys. Hi, Han, you're such a good boy. I love you. Yeah, they're weird cyber monkeys. They're cool. They have like a team system to them because there's 3 of them, and they do have different attributes to them, which I was realizing it's such an interesting thing. So tell me if you've heard this before. The blue one is fast. The red one is strong, and the yellow one has a gun. This is such like a common thing. Like Jak and Daxter. Blue Eco makes you go fast. Red Eco makes you strong. Yellow Eco gives you a gun. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, blue, goes fast. Knuckles, red, strong. Tails, yellow. He has a gun. It's perfect. To be clear, I'm describing, it's funnier to say he has a gun. He has a mech with guns on it. That counts. He is the techie. That fits into the gun arcana. But then after that came Saru Team. They're more interesting than Vanilla Piposaru because they are a team of 5 monkeys. They do have, like, even their base weapons have some fundamental differences from Piposaru. It's not just like, oh, there's just 5 more of this one character. They do actually function a decent bit differently with their own separate gadgets. And of course, all 5 of them, they also have all their own stats. And similarly, you've got Red Power, who like his melee weapons special. Blue is speed. Actually, Black is gun. They broke away from Yellow. It's messed up. But I mean, this is Yellow Piposaru. Yellow is taken. It was already established in the prior games that Black Pants Monkeys, they have cool shades and they have Uzis. That is their defining character trait. And then you've got Green, who they are actually techies, but like in the original games they would be like working with gadgets and stuff and have like rocket packs. This guy, he is actually I forget exactly how he was set apart. I think it was his jetpack is the best one. And then the light blue monkey, they're cowards in vanilla Ape Escape. And of course, as you see here, light blue is a coward. and you get extra points for playing as light blue. I'm not sure they have any special traits other than you get extra points for playing as them. And then came Natsumi. Honestly, I would have actually put her after Saru team, probably. I don't like her moveset that much. But she is a girl. So that does give her significant bonus points. Then there's Sharu. She is an AI. I didn't even realize she's in the first game. She's just not like a character much. Whoops. Oh no. I guess we'll never find out anything about Sharu because what's that noise? What's that noise, hon? Meow, I love you. Oh, hon, your cat. How many cats are you? Are you kitty? You're a cat. You are cat love. Love you. Your cat. Oh my. Is this some wonderful cat food I'm getting for you because I love you? Ooh. This could be some wonderful cat food that I'm getting for you because I love you. Oh my god. Whoa, look at this, hon. Look at this. Is this lovely cat food? Is this lovely cat food? Hon, are you such a good boy? You know, hon, it's too bad that you're not actually a cat, it seems. I keep asking you if you're a cat. And you just give these non-answers all the time. Here I am, scooping up this cat food, and I'm like, are you a kitty? Are you a cat? And you just ignore me. Like I'm some kind of accusing you of being a cat. Well, I've had enough of it. So you know what? Instead of a real dinner, I'm gonna give you cat food. Yeah, see how you like that. Why don't you go ahead and eat that cat food? Oh wow, you're eating the cat food because you love it, and I love you. Oh, I love you too. I love you. Hi, I was feeding our dog. How's it going? Anyway, yeah, Charu, she's an AI. She's actually, like, in the first game as, like, your screen that tells you how many monkeys are in the level. And then she has, like, a couple voiced lines in one cutscene near the end. And then she is actually in Piposaru 2001. She's not in the main game, but she makes a cameo. So Natsumi takes her role from the first game, where she's like at the end of level screens and like telling you stuff. But then in the post game, Charu shows up. She's like she does her old role, but as like a secret little cool thing in the second half of the game in the post game. But yeah, she's cool. She's an AI and she floats, and she's got some like unique twists to her gadgets. In particular, her melee weapon is a ranged weapon, which is kind of broken a bit. But finally, original character to this game, Haruka. She's like, I remember from when I was a kid playing this. It's been a long time since I played this, but I remember she is the most broken character because she's like super fast. That's what I remember. Everything she does, she's super fast about it. And she's just like, oh yeah, you win. And also, she's trans? Look at that hat. Look at that hat. Look at that. Is that a shirt or like a hoodie? Look at that. She is trans as hell. I caught this when I was a dumb, stupid baby. I didn't realize, but I knew this. So of course, she is the best character. Definitively, objectively. I just see baby Kairi when I see her. Yeah, Kairi's trans. Oh my god, yep, she's good. Holy crap. Just immediately, like this stun club. I remember this. This is better than I remember even. She just has, like way less cooldown on her attacks than any other character. Holy crap, that is broken. You normally cannot do this against hard AIs. Just go in there and smack them like I'm doing. Our hoodie's a trans thing? That hoodie is. Look at it. Oh, and the shorts. The shorts are a dead giveaway. This Game Champ, have I ever played Splatoon? I friggin' love Splatoon. My favorite game is Octo Expansion. I consider it its own separate game because it deserves to be considered its own separate game. It's so good. And one of my favorite games of all time. Second favorite would be Splatoon 1. Like, other than Octo Expansion, Splatoon 1's campaign, even as simple as it is, it's still, like... It's still... has not been topped, except for Octo Expansion. After that is Splatoon 3. While I'm really sad the campaign was disappointing in that it's Octo Expansion, but, like, with none of the intensity, it's super easy. You know, they did, at least, go all out much more than Splatoon 2's campaign did. To, like, actually have, like, a really cool campaign to it. So yeah, then last place is Splatoon 2. That campaign is easily the worst in the franchise. It felt so bare bones and disappointing. Like, wow, they really phoned it in, didn't they? And, oh yeah, the Splatoon 3 DLC, it's hard to really call it its own campaign. It feels like it doesn't want you to think it is. It's just like a mode that you play repeatedly. Like, I remember playing through it, and, you know, I reached the end on, like, my second run. And I was like, oh, cool. So it looks like there's actually more. There's more to it. You've actually got to keep going and do it with every weapon? Whoa, so cool. And then I do it, and I find out, oh, no, you don't, actually. You get basically nothing for doing it with every weapon. No, it's just over. It was over after 2 runs. So yeah, it's just kind of a nothing burger of a mode. It's a nice little distraction, but it's not Octo Expansion 2. Did you get all the chipset lore? Oh yeah, that stuff was cool. But is it not Octo Expansion 2? God, she's even, like, really fast at pulling the slingshot. Like pretty much every other character in the game, they've got to commit a bit to the slingshot. Not Haruka. If she pulls back the slingshot, she's shooting first. And you can tell because look, I'm like getting a new best time instantly, first try. That's after playing through with 7 other characters. But yeah, I actually did try to do a video very briefly. Like, I looked into doing a run of the Splatoon 3 DLC, a side order, that's what it is. Direction. I'm sad that I'm probably never going to make a video about it, because direction is one of the best puns I've ever done. But, so, when it came out, I got to it a bit late. When it came out, people already did. They did not doing anything runs. They did not doing anything runs of this game. Which is very doable and not that hard. Because the game is so easy. Because, like, a Pearlbot, you just invest in Pearlbot, she kills everything for you. That's it. She just does it. You do not have to try. Now the thing was, of course, these other couple videos, yeah, they only did a run in the post game after they've already acquired tons of upgrades. So I'm like, well, obviously, I can't just start with all the upgrades. No, I'm trying to do an actual beating the game from start to finish. And then what I found was, so I was going to try just doing a doing nothing run. Not gunless, doing nothing. Because if I gave myself anything more after that, then, like, the vast majority of it is just going to be do not have to try. But then I found, like, the tutorial was just, it really, you just kind of have to do things in a really obtuse, like, it's really difficult to even quantify how much stuff you have to do and narrow it down to a minimum kind of way. And at that point, like, I just wasn't even interested anymore. Like, it would be so hard to make an actual video out of this. Oh my god. Are you ahead of... Oh my god. Okay, I think she's got a bit... I think Haruka's got a little bit of a weakness, and it's the boat. many VG Myths videos have I made on Splatoon? Technically 5. Because Octo Expansion was a 2-parter. But I only consider it 4. You know, it was a 2-parter. And if I were to do it nowadays, it would just be a single episode. Because that unlike the Breath of the Wild pauseless one, that being split into 2 parts, I think helps it a lot. But the Octo Expansion one, it really is just, it is the same video, and it's 2 different videos arbitrarily. Ah, dang it. Okay, I got a good chance. I got a good lead. Will I ever do a pacifist run of the other Yoshi's Island games? New Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Island DS? You just gonna, like, skip over the second game? You're just gonna go, like, oh yeah, do you want to maybe do, like, the 3rd or 4th game? Four-tenths of a second you won by? Oh, wow, really? I didn't even notice. Oh, but yeah, potentially, but I've never 100%ed Yoshi's Story. Or even, I have never played any Yoshi game past Yoshi's Story. And, like, Yoshi's Story, I only just sort of played it as a kid. I never, like, 100%ed it. I did do all routes, but I never, like, I think there were, like, goal scores for you to get in, like, the level select or something. I never did any of those. And I never managed to do, like, full melons, which I think would be required for 100%. I'm not sure if the game tracks that you've done full melons. But I would still count it just because it's so specific of a thing that, like, every level has exactly enough to do an all melons run. Yoshi's Story is not even a traditional Yoshi game, though, right? It is! The campaign is structured a little bit differently from the first game, but, like, the basic mechanics of it are just Yoshi's Island's mechanics. Like, it very much is Yoshi's Island, too. Also, good morning, South. Sorry, I was just in the middle of saying so many things. I gotta say hello. Okay, she's 5th in the list. I gotta remember that. Every time I switch to a new character, I gotta memorize the muscle memory again. I like to, you know, it's a good idea to come in here. I usually do after, like, each set of levels. Just to see what new stuff I get. Which, most important, is going to be the outfits. Hip and cool. Yeah, I think this is just going to be a straight upgrade because she attacks so fast, and I'm already going to try and knock people down with the full combo every time I'm using it. I think I think she'll still be able to combo them in the air. So this is just going to be a damage increase. Like, the main downside with fire weapons normally in this game is, like, it will deal more damage, but with the caveat that it will knock your opponent down more easily, and thus give them some lengthy invulnerability frames. But if I'm already knocking them down... Super cute. Something about penguin with green hair seems familiar. Does this seem familiar to anybody else? Like, I'm wondering if this could be a reference to something. There are a few of the outfits that are references. Like, there's like, almost every character has a Kamen Rider outfit for some reason. Young Luna in a Mario costume? Who? I am so sorry, Professor. No, I'm wondering, wait, is that one of Haruka's special abilities? She's really good at juggling with the super hoop? Oh. Oh my god. This is one of the harder ones to get a first place in on hard mode. Oh my god, no! I had a good chance until then. It's not looking good. Ooh, actually, as long as I keep first. Actually, ooh, I think the goal score might be 170. I'm not sure if it's 150 or 170, but I got it. I have the name wrong. Mario Galaxy character. Oh, Rosalina. That's right. They don't have coins if they haven't grabbed any yet. A really great way to get coins in this one is to just bomb everybody else and make them drop them. Because it's so hard to grab them yourself. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Kit Ragnall. Oh my god, no, don't you friggin'... Ah! Crap. I think 150 should be good. Have I ever done a Zelda VG? My channel got started thanks to Breath of the Wild. And also, the one that's currently a Patreon exclusive is actually a Zelda 1 episode. That'll be going to YouTube when the Sonic CD episode is done. Oh, by the way, there's a Sonic CD episode in the works. God, she's got a high fire rate in the sub, too? God, Haruka is just so broken. If we were playing this as like a multiplayer game, she'd be like banned. Need to play more Ape Escape? Always true. If you've played every single game in the series, you haven't played enough. The only ones I have are PS1 and Ape Escape Academy? Oh, wow. Yeah, you gotta play more. Yeah, 3 is like, hands down, the best, super best one. It's super good. But still, play in order. They're better if you play in order. And that includes the pants vacuuming one. Don't skip it. There's a fan translation. You got no excuse now. Oh my god. Whoa, what is that fire rate? God, she's so fast. Well, I lost. I have never played Ape Escape once. I apologize for living in such sin. That's okay. You know, playing Ape Escape wouldn't make you a good person. It's just a key aspect. See? She is trans. What could possibly be more trans than your father getting kidnapped by a mad scientist? And also you're famous, I guess. Because your father got kidnapped by a mad scientist. I'm thinking maybe she actually has a weakness in that, like, she has low defense here. I swear she's taking a lot of damage. That might be, like, it's supposed to be her Achilles heel, that she has low defense. Oh god, he's looking at me! Probably not even gonna get a good enough time. Oh my god! Okay. Yeah, so in the tank levels? Yeah, despite how good she seemed at first because of her fire rate. Low attack power, low defense. It's gonna make getting the goal time hard. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to talk about how much I hate Nintendo today. That's like half the reason I'm doing this stream. So everybody, how's it going? I hate Nintendo. Do you all hate Nintendo? Don't you friggin'... Oh! Ah! So what do you think of the video? Was the video okay? The hating Nintendo video? What do you think about it? Because, you know, I don't do those videos. The response seems to be in general, yeah, Nintendo bad. Resolve not to buy a Switch 2, at least until I can understand Japanese well enough to buy the cheaper Japanese version. Yeah, actually, I think that Japanese version is going to be a big deal when the Switch 2 gets hacked. Keep in mind, Nintendo has a terrible track record for, like, the security of their consoles. So yeah, if Switch 2 gets hacked, and that console that, like, is locked to Japanese only, that may very well be fixable. Current Switch 1 models aren't hackable, right? I have no idea. But, I mean, that wouldn't be surprising just in general because, you know, it's got like, newer stuff on it. So, they aren't hackable yet, I think would probably be more accurate. Although I know some people in the hacker community will often go, oh yeah, no, this will never be hacked, it's unhackable completely. But of course... 9 times out of 10, when you hear even an expert say that, they're wrong the next week. If I had to bet, I'd say Switch 2 will be hacked before Halloween. I'm just gonna go and say Switch 2 is getting hacked before launch day. Because things like this have happened and they are funny every time they do. Oh my god, thank you, Kakaru! You're so good at this! You made me win so good! Smells like ancient Rome. How do you know what ancient Rome smells like? Laurel on the hat is symbol of winter. Like I said, trans. Girls like a sailor blouse. Wait, that's a blouse, not shorts? I was seeing it as shorts. Oh well. Switch 2 Tour Guide before the console launches? It's Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. From what I can tell, Switch 1 is not hackable currently without physical modification. So it's hackable. It's hackable. You just need to do a little physical mod on it. Cool. Wow. There we go. It's not applicable to all later models. Aww. At least you didn't say it was. Maybe it is, or you just don't know? I don't know. So yeah, I have not... Depth perception! I have not given up hope yet. Just yet. I think it is feasible. Nintendo could. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's still feasible at this point. Nintendo could change not the backwards compatibility, the game sharing back to how it, or at least give the functionality that they took away back. I don't expect them to reverse, like, needing to go in person to link switches, stuff like that. That was clearly done on purpose for very, very specifically because they don't want people just sharing with their friend in Arkansas. But at least, come on, at least simultaneous play. When you've actually got the sharing successfully going. That was a supported feature. We've got a leg in there that it was officially supported. If they didn't want to officially support it, they made a big oopsie because they did. I'm also... Now, here's another thing I'm worried about. Is, so you can link 2 consoles. That's it. That's all you can do for, like, the game cards. You can have 2 consoles. What happens when I get a Switch 2? Because I'm not just gonna, like, throw my Switch 1 away. I'm not gonna do the system transfer that's built into the Switch 1 because it factory resets your Switch. I've still got launch day patch Tears of the Kingdom on there. I need that for work. So I'm just gonna be like downloading everything and doing like all the cloud saves manually. But what's gonna happen with regards to like having access to my games is just like my Switch will not have access to any of my games because like, you know, I've got to account for my Switch 2 and my wife's Switch 1. And then of course later my wife's Switch 2. That would be so stupid if it's actual like it really genuinely counts Switch 2 and Switch 1 the same. There's no accounting for that. But the way they've been doing this, like, it's very clear that, like, the whole game card thing, they are prepping for Switch 2. And all this stuff just says 2 systems. That's all it says. It doesn't say 2 systems of the same, of, like, the same type. I don't think it just says 2 systems, period. So we think that genuinely does just mean Switch 2 and Switch 1, like, it does not differentiate. It doesn't care. So if you want to keep your Switch 1, fuck you. Fuck you. You get one less console. Yeah, I don't like Nintendo much right now. Like, I didn't even like Nintendo much to begin with. It's just, you know, they've... You know, you live long enough a villain, you see yourself become an even worse villain. They just keep shotgunning anti-consumer move after anti-consumer move. Like, who would have expected Nintendo would be the ones to push $80 games? Nintendo, the budget guys. Sure, their games are overpriced, but they're overpriced at, like, the limit. Like, we haven't even gotten over $70 games. That's still a new thing. Like, Jesus, $70 games? Jesus, really? That's really a thing? And then Nintendo goes, no, you're right. $70 games was ridiculous. We need more. And, like, the big thing is, not even just the price. The most important thing about the prices, Nintendo is openly ashamed of the prices they are asking. Nintendo knows the prices are ridiculous and greedy because they're hidden behind fine print. They don't want people to know what they're paying. They want people to close their eyes as they reach into their wallet. Ah, dang it. I never have to actually use the gun in boat levels, but it looks like I have to. Oh my god. Oh, luckily it looks like she's got better turning radius. Probably because she's so slow. And yeah, because Xbox is doing it too, but remember, Nintendo opened the floodgates. Nintendo is responsible for the Xbox price changes because that is how this stuff works. All the companies want to raise their prices. They're thinking, gosh, we need an excuse to raise our prices. Nintendo, the budget company, is doing $80 games? I guess that's okay. Holy crap, free money. You know, continuing the Nintendo hate, I'm not sure if I ever talked about this on stream. There's this weird thing that happened that I can't believe is not more like... It isn't talked about in the way that I think it actually happened. So, there was a news story a while back. So there was this guy, I think in Australia? I think? He had ripped, like, I think it was a Mario Kart game and put it online. And Nintendo tracked him down, took him to court, sued him for everything he was worth. You know, basically just, like, ruins this guy's life because he shared a game online. But that's not where the story ends. Like, yeah, they just make an example of this guy going like, this will happen to you. Your life will be ruined if you pirate a Nintendo game. The big thing that's just like, really? Is, like, a while after that had happened, just randomly one day, this guy gets a package in the mail from Nintendo, and it is a Ganondorf amiibo. And everybody's just like, wow, that's a weird, surprisingly nice thing for Nintendo to just gift this guy a Ganondorf amiibo. What a cool thing to give him this rare amiibo. And I think there's a... Now, I can't prove this was the intention. But I read that as a message that seems too specific of an amiibo. Like, the King of Evil? They sent the guy who they took to court and ruined his life a King of Evil amiibo? That seems like they were like we've got to put this guy in his place. He's trying to live his life and move on. He needs to know what a bad person he is. And so, in order to show how bad a person the guy whose life they ruined was, they sent him a Ganondorf amiibo. It's Like, am I reading too much into it? Because I don't think I'm reading too much into it. This seems on brand. And it lacks self-awareness too. Like, I think it is simultaneously Nintendo being incredibly petty and lacking self-awareness. Like, yeah, he's the bad guy here, as they stew over how much they hate this man and what they did to him. Famously, a character trait of Ganondorf is he wants to share everything with everyone. He doesn't believe in that one person should be able to own everything. My mind immediately went to them paying for him to reverse silence about something. You know? Gosh. That's probably feasible. It is worth noting, it is a very common rumor that when there are, like, those big lawsuits against, like, a pirate, and there's, like, a really big number attached to them, the company does not actually expect that money. They may even have a private contract saying, like, oh no, your debt is forgiven. But you're not allowed to say your debt is forgiven. Because it's about sending the message. And that's why, like, they settle out of court usually. Because, you know, that's gonna be a really tempting settlement to take, to not go to court when you are being sued by a friggin' jillion-dollar company. All you have to do is not tell anyone that your life hasn't been ruined. You just need to keep up the ruse that you will never be happy again. Quite the easy ruse to pull off these days. Yeah, I see here she's got low attack power here too. But she does actually, because she's got higher movement speed, she's so versatile here, it's not as much of an Achilles heel as in the tank. Like, she's so good at strafing. Splatoon 4 better be good. It's gonna be free to play and loaded with microtransactions. I would have thought a couple months ago, no way. That's so outside of Nintendo's brand. But wait a second. That was so outside of their brand a few years ago. They tried to do mobile games without them being microtransaction lottery nightmares for children. Then they gave up when they didn't get as much money as they wanted. They've already done this. Is it really out of the question now? What we've seen from them, they are willing to sacrifice their home console integrity. They are very much breaching that ground. Do we know that? I am just speculating. But I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like, it is completely on brand for the Nintendo we have been seeing with the Switch 2 launch. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, there are loot boxes for all of the customizable gear and stuff. They've already built a perfect loot box system. Like, without even having to make anything new for the game. There's already so many customization things that they've built on from the prior 3 games. And not to mention weapons. Ooh, that gives you a genuine gameplay advantage to have access to more weapons. That's got them salivating. Oh, we could hide the really good ones in the slot machine. See? Trans! She's sad. Trans people are sad because of gender. But only temporarily. Because then she realizes gender. Also, she's going to rescue her kidnapped scientist father from a mad scientist. Is that not the story of trans? Whoops, no, wait, there was one left. Oh no, I've never had to rescue my father from a mad scientist. Yet. Bye. Hello. Yeah, go chase them. I like this. Dang it. I was really hoping that'd kill them. Where are they? There you are. Oh my god, no! The cliff. There's no way I'm hitting the goal time. Am I good at card games? I don't really care for them. Oh god, you know what I'm really worried about too? People are gonna forget and be okay with all the stuffs Nintendo's been doing. It's gonna become so normalized that people are gonna be going like, oh wow, Nintendo is such a better deal than Xbox. Because I have already been seeing people going like, hey, you know, NSO hasn't raised in price. They're keeping that as such a cool, low price. Oh, isn't NSO, it's such a great service. When that came out, people were angry. Because it was Nintendo doing the totally messed up, stupid thing that the other consoles were doing. That they had abstained from up to that point. Which was charging for online play. Which, to be clear, charging for online play is charging to not provide a service. The way that works, like, almost, like, the vast majority of games, they have peer-to-peer online play. Like, the company isn't actually doing much. Like, the most they really need to do for most games is, like, matchmaking. Otherwise, it is all, like, you are hosting the games. Nintendo doesn't host those games. You do. You are the server. What Nintendo is charging is, like, if you don't have NSO, then they will just stand in your way and say, no, you're not allowed to host an online game, sorry. I'll step out of the way if you, maybe, grease my palms a little bit. Like, do not forget, like, with all the, like, the subscription, like, games that you get with that, those are not the primary NSO feature. The primary NSO feature is your Nintendo Switch is fully functional. It isn't arbitrarily disallowed from using a key feature that you paid for when you bought the console. One day we'll have to pay for Steam Online. The thing about that, like, I was thinking about that, you know, with all this stuff happening, I wouldn't be that surprised anymore. But that would be so much more difficult to justify because modding is such a thing on PC, people will be able to make more workarounds. They will just move to their own, like, their own fan-made solutions. Because remember, you are not paying for, like, for using Nintendo's servers and stuff. You're paying for them to not stop you from doing your own. That isn't a problem on PC. You know, I might just stick with her default outfit because I like it so much. I do like the street set, too. Just, you know, I like the normal wear more. And I do also like the pirate set. Yar. Screw it, I'm gonna be a pirate for a little while. Hopefully with next gen, they have some games that justify the online thing. It will never be justified. It will never be justified. Because even the games Nintendo doesn't make are locked behind that rule. Like, the only ones that have gotten exceptions, I think, are the free-to-play ones, because it's such a big thing. Their business model is not, you know, like providing an online game. Their business model is there are slot machines next to the free online game. You know, they need to lure people with that free online game so that they can go to the slot machines next door. Uh-oh. What is gravity control? Is it just I move slow? I think that's it. Dang it. Ooh, that one was cool, and I actually got a hit with it despite not knowing what it'd do. Why am I human and not Funny Monkey? Because I already finished playing as the several Funny Monkey characters. Yay, these ones are fun. The Dragonfly levels, where you have all gadgets available. So you could just screw everybody over, and they're focused on grabbing stuff. They don't care to actually kill you most of the time. They do sometimes randomly attack you, but most of the time they're just ignoring you, and you could just, like, destroy them. Oh crap, there was like an attacking dragonfly that I got. I forgot to equip it. Whoops. There goes my chances at a high score. And there it goes again. There, now I have the game all to myself. Gamer Champ, have I played Persona? Yeah, I've only played Persona 3. I played it out of order. I know, I'm evil. That was before I had the rule set solidly in place. Though I did sort of have the rule, but like I sort of made an exception for Persona 3 because people told me, like, oh my god. Please tell me I didn't just go all the way below the goal score. Oh, thank God. The goal score is just really, really low. But yeah, I've only played Persona 3. But yeah, people erroneously told me, oh yeah, the games don't have anything to do with each other. It's honestly weird that it's called Shin Megami Tensei. It's only called Shin Megami Tensei for, like, dumb branding reasons. It has nothing to do with Shin Megami Tensei. That was a bold-faced lie. Super absolute lie. So, yeah, the thing that you've got to quickly learn is when people say these games have nothing to do with each other, they usually mean there's a lot of unspoken, the plot is mostly self-contained, and even then, only, like, mostly. It's not even a guarantee that the plot is self-contained, or, very importantly, that the narrative is self-contained, because often, even if the plot isn't directly relevant, the narrative will be very relevant. The difference there is that I forget who it was who, like, I was watching a video that explained the difference between plot and narrative this way. That I think it's a very useful way to use the terms. The plot is what happens. The narrative is the added context of, like, it's a bit harder to explain. It's like the meaning of everything that's happening. It's everything that's happening and why it's happening. Yeah, let's say that. The plot is what's happening. Narrative is the plot plus why. So, like, uh, like, so, like, difference between plot and narrative. Like, Darth Vader told Luke that he is, the Burger King. That's the plot. But the narrative of that moment is that, like, it parallels the moment in the prior movie where the Burger King told Luke that he was, in fact, Ronald McDonald. It's like poetry, it rhymes. The rhyme is the narrative. I hope you get what I mean. I'm bad at explaining this. Narrative is a harder concept to explain. Plot is what happens. The narrative is the story being told. Yeah, that's very good. That's a very good way to describe it. The issue, I think, with that definition is, if you just say that, I think a lot of people will have a hard time understanding the difference. Like, they go, oh yeah, the story being told. So, like, what happens? But yeah, so basically what I was getting at with that whole thing was to explain, like, so knowing those definitions of plot and narrative. Persona 3, the plot, I'll take their word for it, has nothing to do with the plots of Persona 1 and 2 or Shin Megami Tensei. The narrative, I'd be surprised if there's not a through line there. Games that I've played that I know, like, that's a thing. Metal Gear Solid 3. People say, oh yeah, you could play Metal Gear Solid 3 before the later games in the series, because it takes place earlier and it's its own story. It actually works as a standalone story. It ties into the other games, but like, it does have its own thing with a beginning, middle, and end. But the narrative is very heavily like a sequel to the prior games. It's actually a big deal. Like, you need to know what happens in the prior games taking place later. You need to know what happens in them to understand like all of the like character dynamics for Snake in that game. That's such important stuff. I played 5 first, and playing through 3 and 4 has added a lot of context to how the world works. Oh, wow. Like, for Persona? Well, there we go. Yeah, and all of that is even just setting aside gameplay, which, like, you can have a sequel gameplay-wise. That is a thing. Like people saying, oh yeah, the games have nothing to do with each other. I guess they don't care about the video game part of video games. Of course, back then, even I didn't necessarily care that much. Hence why I was even willing to go out of order to begin with, but I think partially because I played games in order more, I started catching on more to, like, what sequels do. How they play with the mechanics of the prior game to create an experience in the new one. It's vital that you know how the prior game worked to understand what the newer game is doing. You can have fun with the newer game, never having played the prior game, but you're not going to understand it. You'll never understand what they're doing with the base mechanics of Ape Escape Pumped and Primed if you haven't played the first Ape Escape game. Or Ape Escape 2. Like, they are very much playing off of those mechanics. I do hesitate to say gameplay evolution. That's a good buzz term to get the idea across, but I wouldn't even say it's evolution, because that implies, like... That implies kind of like a progression kind of thing. Even though it doesn't have to be progression. It can be important that a sequel goes in a completely different direction, rather than actually directly evolve the gameplay of the prior game. Oh, whoops! Dang it! I was like in the middle of that thing. Oh, I should test if I have a triple jump, because some characters just have a triple jump. I do not, and it threw me off. Oh, by the way, good morning, Octavia. How's it going? I am pumped and or primed. Ooh, close. I knew I was taking a risk there, trying to keep hulaing. Ooh, dang! Someone did a second one right after the first one. Call of Duty games have smaller differences and keep them over. Kill streaks, selecting only 3 from a long list of them. Adding, removing certain game modes, picking your class via points. Yeah. Evolution makes it sound more iterative. And also, I think it does sort of imply that the later one is better. And I don't like that. That is, like... Modern games are not inherently better than the older games. They've become more streamlined. And I don't think that's an inherently good thing. Like, people point to old games having less intuitive control schemes, and, like, as like, oh yeah, they improved it because they fixed the controls, when, like, a remaster has more modern controls. But, like, no, they just... It's just like the control scheme that you're used to. Having a control scheme that you're used to isn't, like, an inherent positive. That reminds me, I got just like a fair few, like maybe 2 to 3 comments on my Switch, on my like game sharing video of people saying that I was like arguing with straw men. That stood out to me as so funny because like all the questions that I was answering in that video are literally responses people gave me during the making and like just before of the video. Literal actual things people were saying. And I wasn't even like trying to like answer them as like a gotcha, like no, you're wrong. I was literally including them as like to try and help explain to people. And people in the comments are like, oh, this entire thing is just you arguing with straw men. Meanwhile, directly next to them is people having the same responses that are addressed in the video that are supposedly the straw men I'm arguing against. Just being there, being actual people actually arguing that because they didn't watch the video. That was fun. It's always nice when people when people criticize your videos in ways where like it's just so obviously, well, I don't gotta reflect on that because they're so obviously wrong. It helps me feel better that I didn't make as many mistakes as I worry that I do. Now, for the record, if anybody thinks I did, like, have a straw man thing in there, let me know. But suspiciously, the people accusing me of arguing with straw man didn't point out any of the stuff I said that was a straw man argument. Ah. Oh hey, I may not have gotten last place. I think I did kill a couple of them before I got hit. Yep, I got second place. I'm still in the running. Oh, good morning, David. Ow. One down. Haruka is so good at murder, Jesus. Bye. I had no idea what was a straw man argument. Thanks for introducing the concept. Oh, just to fully explain, so I didn't actually say it out loud. Sounds like you understand now. Maybe you looked it up, but just to explain for everybody in the room. So straw man argument is when instead of arguing against like your opponent's points, you argue against, like, something that is similar, but not actually their point. Something that's easier to argue against. So basically, it's misrepresenting your opponent's argument as you know, something, as a worse argument. So if I make something harder to argue against, it's an Iron Man. Oh, there is actually the inverse of a straw man argument is it's good practice to steel man. It's called steel manning your opponent's position. Assume like good faith. Assume the best version of your opponent's argument that you can interpret. And argue against that. Dang it. These do actually disappear, so you gotta try and hurry if you want to game this to get a high score. Nice! Got them all. Yeah, new PB, and still only 3rd place. Still pretty good. Probably would have done better if in the beginning I actually focused on getting coins instead of murdering everyone. Although at the same time, murdering them early meant I had more time to myself to just grab as many coins as I could. Iron Man is when you lose the argument, you have to restart the debate from the start. Exactly. You've actually, don't tell anyone, it's like a little secret of mine. It's outside of my brand. I've actually, I listen to a lot of, like skeptic talk shows on YouTube. A big one for a long time was the Atheist Experience. Which, like that show and the hosts on it, they, like, basically taught me how to do critical thinking. Like, it helps a lot. I think this is the first time this has ever come up on a stream before, by the way. Like, it's something, like, I don't want to talk that much about openly, just because, like, it feels so confrontational. Because it pretty much is, like, an anti-religion talk show. Done in, like, you know, the most, like, you know, they're not trying to say you're a bad person because you're religious. It's very much not that. It's like, trying to explain how, like, you don't have good evidence to believe the things that you believe. Like, it's more about, like, trying to teach critical thinking and questioning your own beliefs. So anybody who's watching who's religious, no shade to you or anything. Just want to make that clear. I'm not going to try arguing against you or anything. But yeah, I also used to watch Atheist Experience a lot. I stopped watching them a lot when Matt Dillahunty. There was a lot of drama. I think he was like, I'm not sure if it was like he was kicked out, or like there was a lot of drama behind the scenes, or if he left voluntarily. But it sounded a lot like he was. It was like a little bit. It was a really messed up situation in the back end, and obviously I don't know the full details. It's probably not something to discuss much, not our business. But yeah, he isn't with them anymore. I think they still do live shows sometimes, but YouTube just doesn't recommend them to me that often. Like, all I see from Atheist Experience is I'll get recommended clips of old shows, almost all of which have Matt Dillahunty in them. Because he was, like, very clearly, like, the most popular host. It's funny, too, because a lot of the time, I think it still happens. People will call in and just, like, ignore the other host. Usually there's two hosts. And just only try to have a conversation with Matt. And of course, he gets really mad about that. Matt is fun entertainment to listen to because he gets mad. Yeah, he actually moved over to, like, there's another call-in show that is on YouTube called The Line, which I do listen to, like, their shows. I don't quite like as much some of the way conversations go on there a lot of the time. It feels a lot more confrontational a lot of the time there, and like making fun of the people who are calling. Like, I feel like there's just way more making fun of them than happened on the Atheist Experience, which I'm not a fan of. But still, there's still a lot of good conversations to listen to that happen in there. Also, to be clear, not that there's anything wrong with making fun of like stupid, ridiculous, racist, transphobic assholes. Like, no, they deserve it. It's just like, it just kind of like, that's not really what I'm here for to listen to. It gets old really quick. I got kicked out of my church a few years ago? Oh god, I'm sorry, David. Well, it's good to know it was a few years ago, so hopefully you've had time to, like, process that. It's also worth knowing The Line is not necessarily as, like, atheist focused as the Atheist Experience was, for obvious reasons. They actually, like, have separate shows. I'm not sure what the difference between all of them is, but I know there's one which is very focused on, like, trans people. It's called the Transatlantic Call-In Show. Which, that one is probably my favorite for some weird reason. I used to volunteer there as a barista, and then they looked at my pro-woman posts and decided to have me fired and then banned for hating babies. Oh, yep. That sounds like a thing that would happen. Oh, yeah. So someone was saying, like, earlier, I wanted to respond. I just want to make sure I do respond. The thing about, like, oh, you know, just let people, you know, if they're not hurting anybody, like, you know, why be anti-religion? The thing, a big important thing about that is, you know, that'd be a cool way to live if there weren't, like, a giant subset of the religious community actively trying to push their beliefs on other people, put them into law, and hurting people with them. That's the big thing. You know, I'd care a lot less that people believe in a super cool guy in the sky if they didn't also believe that that super cool guy wants them to control women's bodies and to make them forced birthers. I like that hair. I wish I could have that hair, but not in the raccoon suit. Wait a second. Looks like a gentleman? That's transphobic. I hate this game. If you want any more proof that Haruka is trans, the game's being transphobic towards her. You didn't say which direction Haruka was trans. Trans girl. Yeah, trans girl. You know what? I do want to play the street set at least a little. Oh, there's actually another call-in show that I need to get back to listening. YouTube stopped recommending them to me because I wasn't watching their clips. Skeptic Generation. There was actually, like, two of my favorite hosts who had been on the Atheist Experience previously. Like, they left the Atheist Experience. And they made their own podcast called Skeptic Generation, which I only listened to a few episodes of like the first season, but YouTube didn't like. I insisted on listening to the full episodes and not watching their clips, so YouTube stopped recommending them to me. I need to get back to manually watching them. They've been going on for years, and I need to catch up. But yeah, the two hosts there, they were always like super cool and chill, and had like I think the most interesting conversations thanks to that. Come on, come down here. Oh my god, not now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I was even saying this out loud. I didn't expect that the Ape Escape Pumpkin Prime finale stream was gonna be the one where I came out as an atheist. I hate God, grr. Today was supposed to be the anti-Nintendo day. What did I do today? Hate Nintendo. I'm also playing Ape Escape Pumpkin Primed. About to reach the halfway point. Just informed by my trans friend that her birthday's coming up. What do I get her? I'm aromantic, so I don't have a crush on this girl or anything. I mean, that wasn't necessary. I wouldn't have assumed that. But I don't know, video games? That's like my thing. I think that's what every single trans girl in the entire world loves. I speak from experience. Hating Nintendo and God go hand in hand with being trans. I thought you were saying hating Nintendo and God go hand in hand. And like, oh yeah, you're right. Leave luck to heaven. Nintendo is inherently a religious company. Nah, I'm not gonna make it in time, dang it. Not sure this is faster much than just staying above if you can't actually make it in time for the cycle. Because you gotta wait here a long time. I love that my hands are good enough that I can do that again. I can just do the wiggle trick with the analog stick. That was one of the things where it's like, oh god. I'm never going to be able to do the wiggle thing again. What's even the point of life anymore if I can't do the wiggle thing? When you're invisible, you can grab those. It'll go for the highest placed person who is visible. Are your hands, like, back to 100%? Absolutely not. They've actually been a lot... They took a big downturn this winter. Possibly... Like, we were thinking the weather, and I think that's primarily it. But it's also possible I did start taking hormones. Like, right when the winter was starting. So, that's also possibly related. Like, it is a thing that you can expect a reduction in muscle mass in your upper body. Which, you know, that could be related. But I have actually been starting to do, like, arm exercises. Which have helped a lot. Like specifically like weightlifting exercise. I've been doing like stretches every day. Like ever since getting my hands back. It was a big part of getting my hands back. But I've been doing like weightlifting exercise. Are you trying to get super jacked? No. It's it is for like the health of my arms. Because, as I understand it, it makes sense, too. So if you have, like, a specific muscle that is injured, training all the muscles around that muscle will help, you know, evenly distribute the load. And also just in general, like, even just doing the weightlifting exercises tends to help stretch the muscles in general. Like, stretch... like, my arms in every direction. But yeah, like, I don't care to get jacked. I actually don't want to get jacked. That's a big part of why I never did much of, like those kinds of exercises. But, like... even just, like, doing weightlifting has had, even just, like, within, like, the first week, I was seeing incredible improvement in my arms. And that was during the winter. Oh, interestingly, my arms took another dip, like about a couple weeks ago at this point. Not as bad as they were at the worst point in the winter, but they took another dip again, and it's been very annoying. But, you know, they're sticking in there. I was still able to, like, type out the script for Sonic CD without, like, nosediving. So, just in general, the stamina of my arms has gotten a lot better. Hey, really good example. I've been doing this stream, playing Ape Escape Pumped and Primed. My hands are just as fine now as they were when I started playing. Like, they're not, like, getting mad at me for playing. Which does... There are some days where my hands, like, they'll just go, actually, no. You are not playing video games right now. But, thankfully, it doesn't happen every day. It just happens sometimes. Or if I do a particularly long session. So yeah, not back to 100%. I'm probably going to be dealing with this for the rest of my life. Seems to be the case at this point. But, I'm taking care of them, and I expect as long as I take care of them, I should be good for the foreseeable future. You know, speaking of health, I'm overdue to go, like, get some water, use the bathroom. So I'm going to take a little break for a bit. I'll be right back. Heart emojis. I usually say heart emojis at the end of the stream, just to be clear. It's just like a temporary heart emoji. I'm taking the heart emoji back. I'm going to be back in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. By the way, how is the sound of my voice compared to the sound of the game? Is my voice too quiet, too loud? Usually people will say too loud, and that's actually preferable. I prefer when the stream sounds like that. Like the game should be in the background, but still audible. It should not be a major sound of the stream, if you know what I mean. But also, I made a major mistake. I gotta go turn the light on, actually. It's starting to get dark. Yeah, I made a mistake. So somebody asked, do I have any hobbies for No Hands Days? Thankfully, usually I'm fine to use a mouse. So I'll usually just like browse the internet or like play something that I can play with only the mouse. You could be a smidge louder if you want. Well, that's not possible. Technically it is. But I'm just gonna leave it at this because this is about as loud as I can get without constantly being in the red range on OBS. I think you're supposed to avoid going into the red range. The game is inaudible? Oh god, it's that bad? And you're telling me I should be louder? How's that? Okay. Anyway, what I was saying, someone asked earlier, like, what do I do on No Hands Days? Like I said, I can usually browse the internet. Hypothetically, what if I'm doing really that bad? Like, even using the mouse is getting to me. You know, there's like, I'll watch something like Netflix or read manga or something. Usually if I tell my wife when she gets home, like later in the day, I say, oh, my hands are bothering me. Do you want to just watch something together? Then we'll just watch something together for the rest of the night. But thankfully it doesn't usually like happen for a full day. I just need to take a break for a bit, you know. But I was actually planning today. It had been a while, and I wanted to take a little bit of a break after rushing out that hating Nintendo video. I wanted to like, I got a sandwich from the grocery store. They like just sell these sandwiches. It's like a Chipotle chicken wrap, which is really good. And I wanted to sit down and watch the new season of You. Start the new season of You, which is a show on Netflix. Which, like, I think it's the final season now that just came out. I have not watched any of it yet, but that show's a fun one. It's about a sex pest. The main character is a sex pest serial killer. It gets really dumb later on. It starts out dumb, and it gets dumber. But yeah, I really like it, and the way the prior season ended, I am very interested in where this season goes. Without spoilers, the prior season ended in an interesting way. Very different from how all the prior seasons ended. Good morning, B702. But anyways, yeah, I messed up. And I just, like, procrastinated early in the morning. And wasted too much time to get this stream started. I kind of wanted to stream through the entire game and have enough time to watch an episode of You. That is not happening at this point. We just reached the halfway point. I've got an hour. So, like, not happening. I was introduced to you when I accidentally Googled it instead of going to YouTube. I just randomly saw it as a listed thing on Netflix, and the premise it described seemed interesting to me. Thankfully, I didn't know anything about it. So, like, even just, like, the first episode is, like... I mean, I've already spoiled it. I tell you he's a serial killer. You, like, if you just go into the show blind, he just suddenly kills a guy! Holy crap! It feels like such a turn. Like, he's already acts crazy at the beginning of the episode, but you still don't expect him to just outright murder. And that's just your introduction to the character. The first season is the best one, by far. Like, the later seasons, I feel like they really, they go in a very different direction from how the first season feels. It feels less and less like you're watching a story from an absolute creep's perspective. It feels like the show is on his side more, which feels really off. But yeah, in the first season, he is a creep through and through. I mean, the show is just so simultaneously funny and suspenseful, because you can laugh at this loser as he's also a horror movie villain. Like, you're going, oh god, he's not gonna do that, is he? And just constantly surprising you as he sinks to new lows. I don't think I've ever had an experience following a villain protagonist in quite the same way as I had with You Season 1. It's so good. I do recommend it. I don't recommend the later seasons as much. They're nowhere near as unique or interesting. They do have some cool stuff in them, but like, nothing beats that first season. Ape Escape 3 is my personal favorite of the series. So you may as well be saying that you breathe and drink water. That's just correct. That said, I only played the original trilogy. Gotta play Pumpkin Prime. Pumpkin Prime, good. Gotta play Piposaro 2001. Piposaro 2001. Not only is it good, you vacuum monkey pants. Oh, and good morning, Cypher. I'm not sure I ever said good morning. You know, this all reminds me. You know what I gotta get back to? Back when I didn't have hands trying to pass the time, I got into watching the Ju-On movies. Which you might know from, there are a couple, there are a couple Ju-On movies that, like, got, like, there are, like, American remakes, which they called The Grudge. Which, like, you know, I was watching those. I think those movies are really cool. Though, you know, similarly, nothing beats the first movie. And by the first movie, I mean the first movie. That first movie, like the made-for-TV one, is absolutely my favorite horror movie ever. It is so good and still freaks me out to this day. Going upstairs into a dark room. Like... Ah. But anyways, yeah, so I was, like, watching the Ju-On movies. And I got up to the point where they did the crossover movie with The Ring. And I was like, okay, well, before I can watch this crossover movie, I'm gonna have to watch the Ring series, or rather Ringu, which is kind of funny to me. That's like, apparently fans actually differentiate them by going, oh, no, you see, it's Ringu, it's not Ring, it's Ringu, because they did an American remake of it, and they called it The Ring. So how are you gonna differentiate them? Call it Ringu. But the big thing with that is, Ju-On is a movie series. It is a movie series. Ring is an adaptation of a book. Very thankfully, that book did get, because Ring was like they did the whole American remake and stuff, that gave it enough relevance in the West to get an English translation. And in fact, it's not just one book. It is actually like a series of novels. And yeah, so I actually did read the first two books, Ring, and I think the second one was called Spiral. And those were cool. I think I liked the first book more than the second one, but I liked both. And also, I am pretty sure the movie took some significant departures from the book. Because, like, without getting into spoilers, the whole thing with a spooky ghost girl crawling out of a TV, that's not a thing in the books, or at least not the first two. That is not a thing in any capacity. It is literally just, you watch the cursed video and you die 7 days later. It's not like a spooky ghost girl will kill you in 7 days. No, you just die. You just drop dead. It's that simple. You just drop dead. Now, I have never seen the Ring movies. Maybe that whole thing with the spooky ghost girl coming out of the TV is actually just like a dream sequence or something. I don't know. I haven't seen them. But I very much got the impression there was, in fact, a spooky ghost girl haunting you. Which just, it's not a thing in the books. It's so interesting. The first book is, it's a really fun thing, which is actually like, it's a mix of like horror and a detective story. It feels like primarily a detective story because like the main characters are trying to like, you know, solve the mystery of what's the deal with this tape that I just watched and am now cursed to die. But yeah, then this second book, it's really weird. It goes to weird places. But once again, there's not a spooky ghost girl haunting you. Like, it's just not a thing. It's not a thing in either of the books. There's not a spooky ghost girl haunting you. There's a creepy video that kills you in 7 days, but like, that's like, it's not any more complicated than that. Spooky video. You die. I just finished my sandwich. I'm gonna go wash my hands and then play video game. But yeah, I need to get back and read the third book. I haven't. It is worth noting. I think the movie. It came out either before or like maybe just very slightly after the second book. Like, it was absolutely a thing that the movie was being made while the second book was being written. It may have come out earlier. I'm not sure. But I'm sort of going out of order just because I do want to read just all 3 books as one story without them being like, you know, without my knowledge of all the things in the universe getting tripped up by what happens in the movies. So we can actually examine them as like their own story with their own very different lore. I think it's one of those pretentious art house videos that professional film critics love, but doesn't make sense to anyone else. That is how it is described. I've seen like parodies of The Ring, and I think they showed a good chunk of the actual video in the commercials. So I know how it's represented in the in like the actual movie. Like, I've got a vague idea of it. I mean. And yeah, it's a pretentious art house video. And the description in the book very much matches that. It's a weird mishmash of footage that doesn't make any sense without context. It's literally just you're watching this pretentious art house thing and just going like, what? What's the... Is there a narrative? Is this about climate change? And then at the very end, it literally just pops up on screen. You will die in 7 days. That's it. Oh no, the best part is... the best part is... that the way that, like, the whole thing that causes the big mystery of the novel is the tape says, you will absolutely die in 7 days unless you follow this one very easy step on how to survive. If you follow this step, you will survive. So anyway, the way that you survive is, and then it cuts out because somebody taped over it. Somebody taped over the way that you don't die from the death video. I'm not making it up. That's actually like what thrusts the plot into motion that can make it happen. The guy is just like, jeez, you taped over the most important part. Yeah, I'm really interested in reading that third novel because the way that the second book ends is like, how do you do a sequel to this? What are you gonna do? How does one follow up on Peak? It's not that. It's just more like the state of the narrative. What occurs in the second book is just like how do you have a story that takes place after this? This feels very much like, oh no, that's gotta be it. That you can't have more. The entire plot of Cloverfield, the found footage movie, only happened because the US military found out a guy taped over his friend's diary with actual footage of the monster. I do not understand how that works, but I will take your word for it. I have not seen that movie yet. But yeah, anyways, I gotta read that third book. One, because I'm just really interested in reading it. I really do. Really do. You know, just in general, I like the first two, so I'll probably like the third. So that I can actually watch the movies and get back to finishing and catching up with the Ju-On franchise. Which, like, for, like, I don't even like it that much. I liked the first movie. I thought the ones after that were, you know, okay. And then you get to the American ones. Oh dear. And even like the later ones in the actual original series are like, this is getting like, what's even the point of this movie? This is weird in the bad way. An aspect of the first Ju-On movie that I really like, that they just, like, stopped caring about, was, hey, similar to Ring, but not in the same way. The first Ju-On movie feels kind of like a mystery movie, not like a detective story, because, like, the characters... most of them don't know there's a ghost before it's too late. But it's more of like you, the viewer, are like as an observer, like actively, you're an active participant just trying to piece together what is happening in the movie. Because like one of the big things with Ju-On is that rather than being like one story, you know, like most movies are, it is a collection of short stories that form one collective narrative, and are all about, you know, the same spooky, scary ghost curse. And they happen in non-linear order. So even just figuring out what order these stories take place in, how they're connected to each other, it's such a cool thing to be an active observer of the movie. To not have this stuff just be spelled out, but to actually have to figure it out yourself. It's so interesting and fun. And scary as all hell. Like, Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, but like pretty much every movie after that loses that magic. They do still have their stories in non-linear order, but it just sort of matters less in those later movies, and they do just sort of abandon it later. Like they just go, whatever, linear order. People are stupid, they won't understand if we do non-linear order. So at that point, you've gotten rid of the whole mystery aspect, and, like, of course, also because the prior movies are a thing, we already know what's up. We already know who the ghosts are, and why they're doing what they do, and how they do what they do. At that point, it just becomes, like, you know, Friday the 13th, Part 8, where it's like, this time, Jason kills more people. Oh gee, who could have seen that twist coming? Oh, that's right, I have infinite ammo here, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry for spoiling that Jason Voorhees is a villain in Friday the 13th, Part 8. That is actually a major spoiler. People just say these spoilers out loud as if they don't matter. How could Jason Voorhees possibly be the villain in Part 8? What are you talking about? He died in the lake years ago. That poor kid! A Oh, you're talking about Cloverfield. I think I missed this for 50 years and you typed it a billion years ago. A guy made a video diary of his day with his girlfriend. His friend tapes it over with the closest thing to a 2000s vlog of the Cloverfield monster destroying the city. I still don't think I understand it. I heard Jason Bourne was the killer and went pardon. I have no idea. It sounds like you're trying to spoil... You're playing with some kind of spoiler of the Jason Bourne series. I have not seen the Bourne stuff. And I actually want to. I'm interested in that stuff. So please don't spoil it. Whatever obvious spoiler that everyone knows, I do not know it. If that's what you're getting at. No, you said Jason Bourne something. When you talked about Friday the 15th. Oh, no. Jason Voorhees. That is the name of that poor kid who drowned in the lake so many years ago. It was so sad how he drowned in the lake. And nobody ever saw him again. It just didn't feel like draining in the lake, I guess. Didn't feel like it in his body. Who cares? Watching this while grinding all endings on Shadow 05 on Retro Achievements? Ooh, good. You're a good person. Thank you for the good luck on Ape Game. Good luck on Hedge Game? Good luck on Hedge Game. Good luck on Hog Game. Hey, wait, that's... Yeah, oh my god! Oh my god! Shadow the Hedgehog! He rides a hog! Was that a stealth pun? Was that on purpose? That nabbit. That's clever. Right now I'm on ending 32. How many are there? 33? I'm just joking with you, I know. Have fun. Oh, David is completing their Pokedex in Pokemon Blue. Ooh, fun times. Aww, I was feeling real good about my super cool fast moves getting across there so clean. I just noticed, I think Haruka's actually got a really high double jump. Like, her second jump is a lot higher than the other characters. Just now noticed, like, she was making jumps back there up those platforms that I actually would have had a hard time making with the other characters. Oh, I think I can tell she's actually got a small hitbox with her super hoop. That is a thing that she's got going here. Whoops. I'm not gonna make that. If you want a really good time on this level, I think there's gotta be like a character who can really easily like go through that whole section without stopping and waiting for the platforms to move. I say really easily, just like easier than the other characters, more feasible. Trying to grind level 80 in Splatoon 3 Salmon Run online. Ooh, you're only level 6. Good luck. Yeah, I basically dropped out of Splatoon because like I got max on every gear piece in Splatoon 1. The only thing that I could still feasibly do in Splatoon 1 is get the max ranking. Like, I have done absolutely everything else in that game other than get, like, the max ranking in the ranked mode, which I was actually trying for a long time. But yeah, like, Splatoon 2, I just didn't play it online enough. There's so much I haven't done in Splatoon 2 yet for the multiplayer. I don't even really like Salmon Run that much, which is a problem because there's so much stuff to do in Salmon Run, particularly in Splatoon 3. Like, I've never even, like, done, like, a big run or whatever. I don't know, like, Splatoon 3 keeps doing all these weirdo Salmon Run events that I have no idea what they even are. Oh, I can do the combo then a spin. That works. S plus 99 seems very difficult to do for very understandable reasons. Wait. Are there plus numbers in Splatoon 1? I thought it just stopped at S plus. I was just trying to reach S plus. But also if the higher ranks were just, oh, S plus with a score up to 99. I would have been okay with just S plus. I would have not have counted like, oh, you gotta get the gauge all the way up too. Okay, I feel better about that. But yeah, I never managed to break into S plus. I'm pretty sure I got close once or twice, but then I'd get a really big losing streak. And now, you know, I'm not sure if we have ranked matches on Pretendo yet. But hopefully if we don't have them yet, they're working on them. That'll be cool if I can actually get back to working on it. Wow, God, Splatoon 2 sounds like hell if you want to reach max rank. Jesus. Or did they actually phase out the 99 separate S+ levels and replace them with X rank? Because it sounds like they replaced them. No! Boo! That's not trans at all! Get out of here! Arrest rate will go up to 100%? Okay, you know, I guess, you know, yeah, ACAB. The police's goal, they will not rest until 100% of the population is in jail. You know, actually, if I rush, I might actually have time to finish this before Becca gets home. Ooh, that's right, I've got infinite ammo! They're also stupid, they don't realize they have infinite ammo. Dang it. Where are you? Dang it, are they upstairs? Yep. Oh my god. Just joined, have no idea what is going on, but I'm happy to be here. Ape Escape, pumped and primed. People say that it's a party game, like it's called that, as if that's its genre. But it's really it's really more of like an arena battle game in the vein of Power Stone. So if you know what Power Stone is like, this is closer to that, with some party game elements to it. But the arena combat is like the game's main thing. That, like, even the mini-games are built around it. Ah. Meh. Dang, I was hoping that would do more damage, like, you know, hitting them with all of them. Oh, so close!
You'll pay for this.
Oh, that was a best time, too. I could have had an even better best time if I landed that last shot. Oh, but yeah, this game's cool. If you're an Ape Escape fan, I do recommend it. It is kind of on the easier side, but it's just like so good vibes and just fun to do. Doesn't matter. And it's very grindy if you want 100% it. I'm still so glad that the achievement dev listened to me about having achievements in the set for 100%ing the game. Like, because it's grindy, like, unfortunately, in my personal opinion, it's been a thing that a lot of games on Retro Achievements just won't count 100% criteria if they're grindy. Even in games like JRPGs too, which is so weird. Like, JRPGs are like defined by, if you want to 100% them, you have to do a lot of grinding. And like, even them, like, they're like, oh, well, this is just all grinding stuff. We don't need achievements for that. But yeah, like this game, like, a big part of it is grinding to get all of the collectibles. Because, like, all the characters have, like, unique outfits and stuff. And it'd be a shame to, like, call the game finished if you've only gone through with one of them. I think the JRPG stuff is more because they tend to have flags you can just miss forever. Oh no, they'll have achievements for the missable stuff. It's just stuff like, oh, is there a bestiary and it requires you to kill 100 of every enemy? Either that isn't represented in the set at all, or if you're lucky and it's in a subset. Good example, there is like a bestiary thing in the Rockman PS1 games. Like, you know, they ported Rockman 1 through 6 to PS1, and they all have like a bestiary thing, which have like, I forget exactly how it works, but there's like medals or something on each enemy and boss. In order to get them, you have to kill them a certain number of times, which is cumulative through all your playthroughs. And I'm not sure if any of the sets represent them, but like the sets that I've looked at do not represent the library in any way, which is like the big, like, in my opinion, like the big content thing that is added for the PS1 versions, where, like, yeah, you have to make achievements for these if you're gonna do a set. Like, you just have to. There's no way you could not have them. But then the achievement dev just, like, disagreed. And I was like, oh no, they're just pointless grind. It's just a time waster. Like, sure, yeah, but like, that's that doesn't make it not part of the game. No, I do want to be clear. I'm not trying to insult that dev or anything. I just heavily disagree on the idea there of like we don't need an achievement for a pointless grind. Even if it is like an actual completionist requirement in the game. Like my stance is if the game says it's required, it's required. If the game's got like medals and stuff in this bestiary, getting those medals is required. You know, a big part of that for me also is just like the way that I view achievements. I view them as companions for the game, rather than like their own thing. My favorite sets are the ones where you 100% them without having to even look at what the achievements are, because they directly align with the game's built-in goals. Because for me, achievements are a way of tracking the games I'm playing. They're not their own goal in themselves. Yeah, I hope we at least get, like, subsets for the Rockman PS1 games for the, for, like, all that, like, library bestiary stuff. Just to have achievements for it on the site, even if it's relegated to a subset, because, like, I'm gonna do it. I will do it. I'm not going to not 100% the games. I will do it, even if it's a pointless grind. And it's gonna suck that, like, it's not going to be tracked on my profile. Oh, you saw achievements as special goals? Yeah, like, there can be achievements that are special goals, but I don't like it that way. Like, I think if there's gonna be an achievement with a special goal, like, just put it in the game. Like, just put an in-game thing for that doing that goal. There you go. There's a lot of stuff in the chat that I haven't been reading because I was busy playing the game. Wow, there's actually a lot of discussion there. I gotta read that. Oh, it's probably too late, but quite literally said bye. Night Night's quite literally. Thanks for joining. The only achievements that really scare me are the really demand time trial stuff. Some of the hardest achievements I have done on the Retro Achievements site are speedrun achievements. I feel like speedruns are a really easy way to make something really hard. And of course, a lot of the time, they're not even possible if you don't know, like, the most efficient tech. So, like, there's another thing I kind of don't like about those extra challenge achievements is a lot of time they are Google achievements. They are achievements for Googling how to do them. Because you might not necessarily know how they're even possible otherwise. Because they're making you do things that the game doesn't ask you to do. It's really interesting to be reading everyone's opinions on this as someone who doesn't 100% games. You know, people... That's gotta change someone's view on achievements, definitely, if they're not a completionist. Like, for me, like, you finish the game. You do it all. That's how video game. You do all video game, and video game is done. What? You just stop when you get bored? These are all foreign concepts to me. Holy crap! Oh, that's a best time. Oh wow, I had a better time. Never mind. I've been playing FF12, and there they have achievements like walk X steps and attack X times. I assume this is the official achievement set, because Retro Achievements has higher quality standards usually. Which is so funny and sad that the fan-made achievement community has like so significantly higher standards than all of the official achievements. Jesus! Somebody clip that, please. Jesus! Oh no, Haruka just got disintegrated! I'm gonna get a worse time, too. Yeah, no, I want to get a good time now. I was robbed. That's official things in game that you get Pirate Den trophies for. Oh, so this wasn't like added in the remasters. This was actually a thing. Oh, wow. Oh, dang. Managed to stay in the center so good last time. I'm sure that's still a worse time than I had before. There's some really interesting early Xbox 360 PS3 official achievements where you can tell they were still figuring them out. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun era. I remember I was so sad and disappointed because I actually, I was really interested in getting a 360 for 2 reasons. One was Dead Rising. Dead Rising was the game that I wanted on the 360. And then 2 was achievements. Like, the very concept intrigued me so much. Because, you remember how they did that really stupid Microsoft points thing? Where they, obfuscated money into Microsoft points? To make it so you didn't know how much things cost. Similar to today, except instead of just not saying the price, they'd say the price, but, convert it into a non-existent language that you have to learn in order to know what the price is. But yeah, so I thought, not having a 360, I thought that Microsoft points were your gamer score, and I knew it was the currency, and so I was like, wait, so you play games and get these achievement things, and you literally just get money to buy more games with your Microsoft points that you get from the achievements? Whoa. And that was so cool. And then I started playing, and I was like, oh, no, it's just a number that goes up. But hey, a few years down the line, they did actually implement. Finally, after all those years, originally there was no reward for achievements whatsoever. They were just there. It was just number go up. But then, later on, they added a real true benefit. The higher your score, you could unlock progressive rewards for your account. Just permanent rewards for your account. The highest tier of which, I think it was if you got 90,000 gamer score, somewhere around there. Then you would get 5% cash back, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, did I say cash back? Excuse me. 5% Microsoft points back, baby. Oh, yeah. You got a permanent buy 20, get 1 free deal. It was something. You did, technically in a roundabout way, get money for your for earning achievements. I thought Steam achievements contributed to your Steam level for a while and was disappointed when I found out that wasn't true. Yeah, no, actually, see, Steam or your Steam level, that's actually more of a reward for engaging with the slot machines. It was actually... God! Ugh! Hate so much the way they implemented trading cards. Those were such a cool idea that I do actually like them. And then they're like, well, we don't want to make people feel like they've got to go out of their way to do anything. So you just automatically get the trading cards when playing the game automatically. Don't even have to do anything. Well, that's a lot less fun. And then, of course, the trading cards are just, fundamentally just, please give us free money by trading in our marketplace where we get a cut for this completely worthless nonsense JPEGs. So yeah, no, I just like Haruka's normal outfit more than anything else. Oh well. Her normal outfit's amazing. She's amazing. You can still get money for your achievements. You just gotta make a video about it and be really charismatic doing it. Oh, I've not liked so much the trend I've been seeing. No shade to the people who make these videos. I do gotta be clear. It's just like I don't like this genre of videos that's been showing up, which is just like I actually got all the achievements in Neopets. It's just like you don't gotta brag about it. You don't gotta like make it like it's such a big thing. That's just, you know, I just do that for free because I like doing it, you know? It's not that big of a deal. And then also, even worse, with the achievement ones, at least they're actually like doing a thing. Then there's the ones where they're like, I actually played every Zelda game. That's it. You just played video games? How do you just make a video just where the entire thing is just you played a video game? Okay, you played several video games. Whoa. Yeah, I think that's the thing that like LS Mark does. Am I remembering correctly? LS Mark does with like TV shows and stuff. I actually watched The Simpsons. Is it really that big a deal? I mean, I know there's a lot of episodes, but like, I mean, what else are you gonna do? If you watch a TV show, you watch all of it, right? That's how it works. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Not? A lot of people have watched The Simpsons, I think. I think it's a really popular show. Also, once again, no actual shade to LS Smart. He makes good videos. I just disagree fundamentally with the premise of these thumbnails on these videos. Oh, and then, okay, you know, the absolute worst of the worst. The absolute, just like, oh, these videos are trash. These people just doing, like, those stupid, like, oh, can you be Mario, but like, where's the A button? I don't know, but like, I don't know, maybe? Who cares? Like, holy shit, dude, just play the game. They're very sexy though. Can't say much about that. Those challenge runners are super hot. I do kind of wish that most of the other challenge run YouTubers were a bit more like thorough with theirs. I feel like a lot of the time they do like a lot like easy runs and then don't even like do them full justice. But also at the same time, I might be insane. It's really all about the journey. Some people have different stopping points. I don't know. I like the climax. That's like the best part. Nobody clipped that. Okay, let me just check the chat for a second, see who's here so I can ban all of you. I should have streamed today. It's too bad this didn't happen. Ooh, nice combo. By the way, I just finished my Cage 2 level 1 run. Ooh, awesome. Congrats. Oh, whoa, it's double Harukas. I think the best videos is when there's like a whole pause to discuss semantics about what do you even mean by don't turn the console on challenge. Yeah, I mean, that stuff's important. And yeah, it's also just fun and interesting. One of my favorite little rants I've gone on is the beginning of the Sonic 1 video, and it's the only good part of that video. Everything else was filler. Why are we doing murder? Where's the ape catch? This Pumpkin Primed is an Ape Escape spin-off, where instead of catching monkeys, it's more of like an arena battler. There are 8 characters, technically more than that, because some of them are teams. And they've all got like their own differences to their playstyle and tons of cool like outfits and alternate variants of their gear to unlock. It's really fun and neat. It's a fun, neat game. This is the final boss. Also, almost all the music is remixes of like prior songs from the series. I think mostly even just Ape Escape 1. And it's really nice vibes. Oh, I actually messed up the last time I was streaming this. I said, oh, I really love this final boss theme. It's like this really cool remix of the Ape Escape theme. I am aware, but I should have mentioned, well, yes, it's a remix of the Ape Escape theme, but that's because it is a remix of, because the final boss of Ape Escape, the final boss theme of the original Ape Escape, is that song is a remix of the Ape Escape theme. This is a remix of the final boss music of Ape Escape 1. That's important context, but like, I mean, still, a remix of a remix of a remix is still, you know, the original song in a capacity. Wow, that did nothing. That's a new best time, definitely. No way. Screw it, I will let the ending play out. It is the end. And hey, I actually did it in time, before Rebecca got home.
Man, that was fun! Fun? Are you kidding? We almost did that, and the whole world was almost destroyed!
Okay, I'll turn the game down at least. We already saw this the other stream. It was since actually paying attention to it. Yeah, that was fun. Yay. I'm glad Pumpkin Primed finally got a set, and now I'm done with it. Sort of. I've gotten all the... I have now 100% of the game. The achievement will be popping after, like, the cutscenes and end credits. How many characters are left? None. I did it. I did it with all 8 characters. I was saving Haruka for last. So, we're done. But that's not, like... It won't be the last achievement. There's still a few random achievements left, which I'm saving because I'm like trying to save games for like the peak streak event on the Retro Achievement site, which is just where like you have to master a game a day for as long as you can. And there's no rules against just, like, trying to min-max by, like, well, before you start, what if you just go ahead and prep 100 games that all just have one achievement left that you can get in a couple minutes? There is a badge that you get on the site for doing a 100 streak. So master a game a day for 100 straight days. I've got, like, 40-something prepped right now. As well as I've got a really big list of games that are like free points games that would be really easy to get done in like under an hour. So I'm thinking of actually starting Peak Streak soon. I actually decided I will start going for Peak Streak. But I'm gonna prep everything I can until I play through a game that's harder to save an achievement for, which just has not happened yet. I decided that like a few months ago, and it still hasn't happened. And this will be just another one that I get to prep because there's a good number of achievements. There's actually literally achievements just for entering specific cheat codes. Those are the best ones for saving for Peak Streak because like. Wow, it's literally just typing in a password for the achievement. The end. Those are actually, for the most part, considered unwelcome concepts on retro achievements, but there are exceptions. The exceptions here are because they actually do unlock unique things you can't get otherwise. Oh, Spectre is voiced by the same guy who did Dr. Tomoki? Oh, wow. I didn't even notice, but I think I can hear it. Yeah. I love Dr. Tomoki. I think I like his voice and I like his character. He's cool. His tragic backstory is that he has an afro. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. There goes achievement. The end. Night night heart emojis.